The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman based out of Austin, Texas, and he's a former musician, rapper, and he just got back in the game, and he's got a very unique program out there where he doesn't just play music. He doesn't play anybody's music. He actually picks one and puts it on a website and calls it the Song of the Day. And you wonder, what's this guy really like? Well, we're about to find out as we go to the beautiful Plush Studios in downtown Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, part of the Drippy K curation team, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Oellrich, best known as Drippy K. Hey, Drippy, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me, man. First of all, how does my voice sound? You know, like you get on the radio and you want to have that really deep, cool sounding voice and all that. So I sound good?
Hey, I think your voice sounds awesome. I gotta say that. It's like you're probably like the new generation of 2020 when it comes to voices. So the voice of God is pretty much out the window. So I think you're setting a new standard when it comes to shows, and you're basically a one-time rapper, musician, and life gets in the way. Of course, we know the story, but then you're also encouraged by family to get back into your game. And what you do is basically, I find this very unique. I had a hard time trying to pinpoint this. It's where you don't put out a song. You don't put out someone else's song. You kind of put what's out there, like a song of the day, on a website. And what we get? Well, it's Drippy K Song of the Day. And we'll talk about the history of it and maybe some of the more interesting stuff. And before we get to all that, tell us how you first got started, Mike.
Yeah, sure. So I was I taught myself how to play drums at 10 years old. You know, I was watching YouTube videos like a long time. Well, YouTube wasn't even out yet. I was watching videos online of Travis Barker from Blink-182. Dad bought me a drum set for $300. I fell in love with music. tried to produce, hip hop and rap beats in college. Tried my hand at rapping for a little while. All of that pretty much failed miserably at, and that's okay, right? I think it's good to fail. Like, failing is a good learning experience for everyone. And it helped bring me to this point where I realized that maybe as an artist and a creator, I'm not there, but I definitely feel like I have an ear for what sounds good. So I was hanging out with friends and family, and I have these Spotify playlists and of all this music that I like, and I found, in 2017 when I started it, I played it for my friends. They were like, I've never heard these songs, but they sound great. I love them. Where did you find them? And so it kind of evolved from there of, hey, maybe I should start like a little platform where I find songs that people don't know about yet, of artists that haven't hit it big yet, and share it with everybody. And so, long story short, that's kind of how it happened and how Drippy K was created.
And how'd you come up with the name Drippy K? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so actually all the credit goes to my wife on that one. We were sitting around, me, her, and our roommate at the time, and just BSing about what our rap names would be, and they were making fun of my rap name and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, well, what would your rap name be if you were a rapper? And literally without missing a beat, she was like, oh, Drippy K. Her name's Carla. Her name's Carla, and she's like, yeah, Drippy K, easy. And like, I was like so impressed, and I was like, damn, that's a really good name. Like, I thought she was going to come up with something corny, but yeah, she gets all the credit for the name.
It sounds like it too. And what was that one precise moment that influenced you into what you're doing today? So what was that one precise moment that said, this is what I'm going to do?
Oh man, that's a really good question. So I think it was just knowing in my heart that I wanted to get back into music somehow, because I had just come off, like not doing music for a couple years. And like I said, the whole hip hop and rap thing didn't go my way. And so it was just like constantly like being in the car, just listening to music and like wanting to show it and share it to people. And then, I saw all this influencer stuff going on with social media, and I was just like, hey, I'm not going to be an influencer myself and take like cool pictures of myself, but I could help maybe get, artists and people who want to, have a place to shine, and maybe I could be the catalyst for them. And that's kind of was my reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm. And who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians and rappers growing up?
Oh, growing up. So, man, I would say, I had a really big like emo pop punk phase. So like Taking Back Sunday, Blink-182, Newfound Glory. And then on the hip hop side, of course, it's Eminem, it's Jay-Z, it's Kanye West, it's, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, all those guys really like influence me, and they just have great stories to tell, and I love them so much. And then, my dad was big into classic rock. He loved the Police and Led Zeppelin and all that. So I just think I'm well versed in the music world, and I just love everything really.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you're well versed, and we'll talk more about the Drippy K song of the day. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your own budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, on for 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Mike Oellrich, best known as Drippy K. Drippy K song of the day here on the Mike Wagner Show. And, tell us more about Drippy K's song of the day. And what do you base your music, and how do you pick the music, and how would you declare a song of the day? What's your criteria?
Yeah, great question. So really, for me, it's like I try and keep it as organic as possible. Like Mike, you know, when you hear a song for the first time and you just like hear somebody sing a vocal and it just gives you goosebumps, just like running up your arm, or, you hear a beat for the first time and you get that like feeling in your face where it just kind of like cringes up, or a guitar riff and you're like, oh my God, that just like melted my face type of thing. Or, just anything like that where it evokes like a real passion feeling. Like, that's my criteria. And like, I mean, also, do I think it's going to be a hit record, right? Like, I think that's the innate thing that I feel that I have. But like, I try and keep it as organic as possible. And I make sure that I feel something from it, and that's all it takes.
So basically, you just go through the Spotify, you go through SoundCloud, and all the other major platforms, and whatever you find that particular day, you're just like, ooh, that's going to be a really good one, and put that on, and maybe some that really catch your fancy, maybe that'll be for the next day, or the next day, or the next day, or do you just go through the next day, maybe something could be different?
Yeah, so actually in the beginning it was like that, right? It was like modern day crate digging where you would go to a record shop and just dig through, vinyls and find stuff that you like. So yes, I used to go through Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, and just kind of like get lost in their library of music. And then what happened was I stumbled upon this website called submithub.com, and it kind of changed everything for us. Right. So submithub.com is a platform, and any artist out there that's listening, you should definitely join. And that's a free plug for SubmitHub. They're not paying me for this. But you join submithub.com, and basically as a curator and as an influencer or blogger, whatever you call me, I had to apply to be accepted into their website and have a certain number of, certain follower base and all that. And so I applied. I basically did like this online interview with them to tell them why I think I would be good for their platform and how I can help artists and musicians. And so I got accepted into that. And so basically, long story short, is what happens is artists who are on the platform, they submit their singles to us. We have to listen for a minimum of 30 seconds and provide feedback. And so once you provide that feedback, you get a small amount of credits that they give you for listening and providing feedback. And so it just opened up this whole new world for us of so many artists just flooding and submitting to us. They're basically unknown or waiting to break artists, or artists waiting in the wings and all that kind of stuff. And so it's really helped us find the next new big thing, or, songs that we love. So I really have to give it up to SubmitHub for kind of helping us really.
It sounds amazing too, and that's something I didn't think of. SubmitHub.com, and we can just give the address again. And I'm on your website right now, drippyk.com, and you've got the song Eddie Zuko Mijo, and tell us more about that song.
Oh yeah, Eddie Zuko, yeah. So he submitted on SubmitHub, and it's cool too, because you get to chat with those, the artists or managers or their A&R or whoever submits a song. And we reached out to him and told him we loved his music and asked if we could feature it, and he said yes. And that's just a great like crossover, like hip hop with Spanish flair song. I love that song.
Mm-hmm. Also on your Instagram as well too. You've got Say It First, you've got Story, Rudimental, and I think there's also Mia Nikolai, and you can also tell us more about that. Oh, I see there's Bea Backwards, and you got your Drippy K August playlist. Maybe you can just hit upon some of the artists as well too, since we're on that subject.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cool thing too is like we're getting submissions from artists all around the world, right? Like Mia Nikolai is from Norway. And like all these artists are just from all over the place. So it's really cool, and it brings the culture just full circle. And, you get this global reach of people who are, they just want to write about their feelings and create good music. And we want to share that with all of our followers. And again, like hope it's that trickle down effect of them sharing it with their friends and yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. But the August playlist came out really good, I thought. So that's our back to school playlist, and we have some great artists on there.
And do you also have your material on there too?
No, I don't.
You should. I mean, you promote everybody for nothing. You should write your own music, and you can go back to your musician, drummer, rapper days, and I'm sure you learned your lessons. You can do the same thing and say, this is what I sound like in the 80s and 90s, but damn better thanks to social media.
Well, I mean, if anyone wants to start a band that hears this, I'm happy to play drums, and I'm looking for a guitarist, bassist, and singer, and maybe we can knock that out one day when clubs and bars open back up after COVID. But I don't know. I feel like my way, everyone has their own way of giving back to the community or world or whatever, and wants to help, and this is my way, right? I want to have other people shine and who make good music. Like, it deserves to be listened to. Like, it's just, people get so tired of, the top 40 radio. And while I love Ariana Grande and Drake, and I love those artists, but, they have a big piece of the pie, and there's a lot of artists that, deserve to be heard. And that's what I want to do. Like, that's what I truly want to do.
Do fans also pick the song of the day as well?
No, we thought about that, and that's a really good idea. We're working on, expanding our platforms and all that, and that's actually in the pipeline. So great minds think alike on that one, Mike.
That's very true, and I'm sure somebody will take that idea and run, but I'm not going to take credit for it. So if they want to run with it, go right ahead. I'll let you guys work with it. Now, of all the bands that you had on Drippy K's Song of the Day, what artists that you know of have come out of there and end up being famous or semi-famous?
Yeah, sure. So there's been a couple. So a gal named Chelsea Cutler, we found her back in 2018, probably just as she was about to break. And I think she was signed to a label, but she wasn't as big as she is now. There's another artist named Dermot Kennedy, who's from across the pond, and he has this incredible voice, and his accent shines through, which I always love. But you talk about those goosebumps that we talked about earlier in the interview, but he gave me that upon his first note. He's amazing. Another rapper named Jack Harlow. I think we found him, I don't know, same thing, 2018 or early 2019, and he just did a remix with Lil Wayne and all these, big, huge artists, and so yeah, those are kind of some of the guys that we've seen really blossom and become huge stars.
Do you also take other music from other genres, like, say, country, jazz, heavy metal, or classical? It's do you take all genres or just certain genres?
Absolutely. We take everything. We like to say that we're genre fluid. I think that's our cool little buzzword that we created. So, yeah, anything.
I like that. I'll encourage everybody to send you guys over to Drippy K's Song of the Day. And where can we find you at again?
Yeah, so biggest platform we have is Instagram. So Drippy K _song of the day. That's Drippy K _song of the day. Definitely follow our playlist on Spotify, which is Drippy K _SOTB, which is Song of the Day. And then obviously just Google us for Facebook, Twitter, all the big ones.
And how do artists submit music to you?
Yeah, so again, I'm going to shamelessly plug SubmitHub for them, and maybe hopefully I get a sponsorship out of this, but submithub.com is the best because you're guaranteed me or anyone or someone on my team to listen to it. You'll get at least a fair shake of getting heard. Also, you can email us, drippyksongs@gmail.com, or obviously just hit us up on Instagram, DM me, and I run my own Instagram. I don't, have an intern or anything like that, so I will make sure to listen to it.
That sounds fantastic. And what's coming up for Drippy K's Song of the Day and crew, we'll find out in just a minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaker and budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, on over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Mike Oellrich, best known as Drippy K of the Drippy K Song of the Day here on the Mike Wagner Show. And just a few more things. We'd love to have you back on, Mike, here. And what do you have coming up in 2021 and beyond for us?
Yeah, man. So it's going to be more playlists, different genres of playlists. We're going to break it down and, by genre, or by mood, depending on how we break it down. New songs every day. Again, if you're a music lover and you really want to find new music and impress your friends and, find these artists that break first, which I take a lot of, I take a lot of pride in doing that. So that's coming up in 2021. And then also we've been doing interviews with the artists. We do these quick little 5-question Instagram story interviews with a lot of the artists.
Oh, wow.
It's been really cool. You get to know the artists a little more. You can reach out to them. They show off their personalities, and it's just a really cool way to engage with them and all that. So hopefully we're going to amp that up and ramp that up a little more in 2021.
That sounds fantastic. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Biggest influence in my career. Damn, that's a good one, Mike. My wife, my kid, my family, my sister. I want to do cool things for them. I want to, I think everybody wants to leave some kind of legacy. I feel like I'm building mine right now with this, and they just inspire me every day to try and be a better person and to be great and to do something. Find my niche and do something cool.
That sounds fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I think two things, right? I think, one little mantra that I live by is a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, right? So we talked earlier in the interview about how failing is a good thing. So go through the bumps in the road, the trials and tribulations. Having a life of easiness never really builds character. So use those hardships in your life to build, to get better at something. And then I think just from a business standpoint, right, it's like, you always never be the guy or gal that starts the cheeseburger restaurant, right? Be the guy or gal who sells the ketchup. That's something I learned early on. So
wow, you're making me hungry. That is a very interesting philosophy. I'm going to tell it to my kids next time they cook. So once again, Mike Oellrich, Drippy K, Song of the Day here on the Mike Wagner Show. Mike, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people check out your music, and how do they submit?
Yeah, absolutely. So be sure to check out Drippy K Song of the Day on Instagram. It's Drippy K _Song of the Day. A new song every single day from up and coming artists that are just about ready to break. Brag to your friends that you heard them first. Instagram, drippyksongs@gmail.com to submit to us. Obviously Facebook, Twitter. Follow us on Spotify as well, Drippy K _SOTD. And if you're a musician, we would love to hear your music, and we listen to every song.
Sounds great. Once again, Mike, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to him again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. You've been absolutely great.
Thanks so much, Mike. I really, truly appreciate the time, and you're a consummate professional, so thank you so much.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.